What's up, friends? Rodnut here, and today Lunchbox is going to interview me. Apparently, I have no foreknowledge of the questions and or refuse to answer all of them. So, I guess let's get started.
I think it's important to point out that our legal department has let you know that any evasiveness or unwillingness to answer these questions is an obvious and immediate admission of guilt. All right, so MRN, hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Okay, takes a sip of coffee. So let's jump right in. Tell me about your Lego hobby.
I collect and build Lego.
Okay, yeah, great. So I've heard that. Did you play with Legos as a child?
Yes, I did. I had a whole box of them, and I've posted several videos in which I said that, this is from my childhood.
Of course you did, and I've watched every single one of them.
That's not creepy.
All right. Well, MRN, what is your earliest Lego memory?
I'm not sure I can pin it down to one specific one, but I have a lot of memories of being a child and playing with Legos. Lego. I get chastised for that. Mostly those little sets I just said I posted videos about from when I was a kid, namely the Blacktron and space sets and some M-Tron ones thrown in there. A lot of them, and Nintendo is how I spent most of my childhood.
Wow, very creative, very 90s. Excellent. Well, let me ask you another question, and this is going to be a little personal, MRN, but can you identify in those memories any particular emotion from your time playing with Lego?
Boredom.
Let me understand this. You were bored while you were playing with the Lego?
I was bored, and that's why I was playing with them.
I see. All right, excellent. Interesting. Fun. Okay. Well, let me ask you another question. When you were a child, were you a fast builder?
Compared to what?
Well, I mean, did it take you, let's say your standard 50 brick set? How long would that have taken you when you were, say 10 years old?
I have no idea. Not very long.
Not very long. Very good.
But compared to people now, how long it takes them to build sets that I've built, I am pretty fast. But
you're a fast builder.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad or indifferent.
What do you think gives you an edge? I know when you and I build together, you're always faster than me. I could have a smaller set and you typically beat me. So what do you think gives you the edge when building?
I don't know that it's an edge to go faster.
Well, but I mean, you don't have a desire to go slower. I mean, I watch you, it's typically comfortable pace. What makes you better at building than me?
Experience.
Experience. Okay.
And focus.
That's probably right.
Not on Facebook every 5 seconds.
I'm not on Facebook.
Bullshit.
Okay, so now when we're talking about Lego and the instruction manuals, there are typically two kinds of instructions that we'll see, whether we're talking about true, pure, bought at the store Lego or someone who built a mock online and sold the instructions. Do you have a preference? Do you prefer the step-by-step, or do you like the ones where you have to look at the picture and figure out where the bricks go? And forgive me for not knowing the jargon and the difference in the two.
Well, most of the ones now are step-by-step. Some of the older ones, it would just kind of progressively build a model and, when less what bricks you need for each step, and you just have to figure it out.
Do you have a preference?
The ones that tell you which bricks you need in each step make it a lot easier to not miss pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes the older ones, you'll get 10 steps down and realize you forgot one, so you have to take half of it back apart to put that one piece in there.
Yes, that's typically when I take a break.
But mock building, I mean, if I built it or broke it apart enough to build it in MLCAD or something, my steps are pretty lengthy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more bricks than Lego usually puts in one step.
Okay.
It's just on how you do it.
Very interesting. Thank you. Now, you've already alluded to this regarding your childhood sets, but do you have a favorite Lego set or Lego theme?
Not specifically. The Blacktron ones are pretty cool. I think it's Launch Command. I like that one a lot, the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
I got them all at the Mall of America in Minneapolis.
How old were you?
I don't know. It was probably when they came out, and I think it was 95, so
11?
10, 11, and early teens, somewhere in there.
Wow. How impressive. Do you still have all the packaging?
No.
No, that's a shame.
I still have all of them. They were missing some pieces, but I've completed them all.
How fantastic.
Recompleted, I guess.
Recompleted. So let's talk about collecting Lego. You are an avid builder. You like to design your own structures, excuse me. But you also collect them. Now, in terms of collection, do you have a process for collecting?
Well, there's two ways to look at it: a complete set or just what you want. The newer stuff, I go for what I want mostly. The Star Wars stuff, I tend to get most of because I like all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the city stuff they build is kind of hokey and geared towards children, but I still get stuff that I like the little sets, the Fun in the Park set that you like, or some of the buildings, or some of the little carts that you can put around your city.
Vegan hot dog stand, for instance.
Yes. And then there's the classic space sets, which I'm in the process of collecting all of them. I've got all but, assuming my count's right, I have all but 2 of the classic space ones, and they're little ones that I've decided to piece together because they're like 20 pieces and $60.
Wow.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got all the Blacktron ones, a lot of the Blacktron 2s. I mean, a lot of the M-Trons, if not all of them. All the... I'm drawing a blank on some of them now. The Ice Planet, I've got all those.
Mm-hmm.
Got all the Unitrons, I think. All the... I don't know. I've got a list that I'm trying to acquire. And the way I go about it usually is... Well, I started focusing on the classic space, like the straight up gray and blue ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow, I guess. I would go to a seller who's got some at a good price, hopefully more than one set, so I can buy them all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he happened to have other sets from those various other themes for a good price, I'd pick those up, so kind of shave on shipping.
Mm-hmm.
And in the process, like I say, I focused on the classic space and got most of all the rest of them. I got to go through and curate, see which ones I'm missing, and then fill in all the holes on all the other series. But it's a goal. I've got a list of themes I want and a list of the sets, and slowly working my way down it.
That's fantastic. Do you have a long-term vision for your Lego collection, or are you kind of taking it day by day?
To be honest, I don't know what I'm going to do when I get done with the space. Might do castle or something, but I never really had any castle when I was a kid, so it's not really the nostalgic thing. It'd be just to collect.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd like to... I need more room. We need a house that's better suited, which I think everyone has this problem.
Mm-hmm.
So,
for sure.
Well, I guess it depends on that. Whenever we get enough room, I'll probably fill it up with everything.
I'm fine with that as long as the living area is separate.
Yeah. So, we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's turn our attention specifically to your Lego City. Now, this Lego City, to my chagrin, has not stayed in one configuration for more than, I would say, 3 months.
Hey, it's a living city.
It is a living city. It is. So, and I don't know where you are in your videos, so keep as much back as you need to for yourself. But what is your vision for the Lego City ultimately? Or is it that it never stops changing?
Well, that's pretty much true. I mean, it's not like something that's going to get done and be there, because the whole point is to play with it and build it.
Okay.
I mean, right now we've more or less filled up the space we have up there, so we're in the process of expanding. By the time this video goes up, I'll probably have posted 2 or 3 expansion progress videos. But suffice it to say, we got the wood last weekend to build another table and a half. We got to remove the old shelves from up there, paint the rest of the room, build the other tables. I got to get the fabric for the top of them, and then set it up. So I think once we get that done, I'll have almost twice as much room in there,
For sure.
and we'll go from there. Stop clawing the carpet, cat.
We need to clip their nails.
Yes.
Okay, well that makes a whole lot of sense.
Well, what is your vision for the city?
My vision for the city is a living, breathing organism for which we never have to move, reassign, reassemble tables. That it can grow, but its foundation is secure.
That is not anything
Okay,
but a
let me put it in.
political answer
You're right.
that's wishy-washy.
He's right. He's right because I'm trying not to say I don't want to build another table.
I build the tables.
He builds the tables. I'm stuck there. I just have to go get things. And then I'm just stuck there. And then he's like, why are you on Facebook? Well, because I can't do any of this.
Moving on.
No,
You're
let's...
like a wet fish.
A wet fish? I'm better than a wet fish. Besides, fish are beautiful. Anyway, so that was a Lego city. Tell me about the Space City. I am so excited, and I wonder if your viewers aren't really excited to see more of your Space City. It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, for as many people that asked about it, I finally got a video up. There wasn't all that many views.
That's a shame.
I'm pretty thankful for all the views, obviously, but I expected that one to do a lot better. I designed all those things, the buildings, probably a year and a half ago now, and it took all this time to get all the pieces. I mean, it's not like everybody has a bunch of those sitting around. I had to do a whole bunch of orders to get enough to make that.
Yeah, it take long.
So, I need more time and a better place to get in there and do it. Because it's a pretty neat setup. It just, you can't get back far enough to get the whole thing in frame before you run into the other wall. But I want to put the monorail in there, and I want to build little structures under it, maybe some more buildings, and I mean, everything up there is a landing platform, so I figured I'd eventually maybe put all the classic space stuff in there when I did complete it to do kind of a collection video or something.
I like that. I like that. It's interesting.
But I don't know. I have a bunch of monorails I bought that I need to put together and put in there, and all kinds of track, and I have all those armies that are just sitting in there in piles that I need to stage, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that can be done with it. I just need time.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Well, before I ask you something more positive, let's turn to a tough question, MRN. What happened to the Taj Mahal?
Well, you were sitting there on Facebook
It's not
refusing to help me move stuff around.
That is not true.
And I picked it
My
up
hands were full.
in one piece, and apparently it comes in three parts, right? The base, the midsection, and then the dome on the top. And so usually you take it apart to move it. I picked it up in one piece, and the bottom base is in 6 pieces that are technically bricked together. So I bent over to put it down, and it just kind of went. Pfft.
And have you repaired it yet?
Have you repaired it yet?
I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't build it. Okay.
No, there's nowhere to put it, so I haven't moved it.
Fair enough. Okay, well, let's move on to a different topic. Let's talk about your favorites, MRN. What are your favorite builds so far?
Oh, jeez.
Or how about this? Favorite build / what are you most proud of?
Well, the favorite builds so far, I really enjoy building the big UCS sets. Like even that Super Venator was pretty fun to build, albeit very frustrating, but like the model ships that they put out, the Star Destroyer and the Super Star Destroyer and the Death Star 2 and Yoda and Darth Maul and all those big ones. I really enjoy those. The ones I'm most proud of, it's hard to say. It comes in 2 categories. Some were the ones from when I was a kid. I still have a bunch of them, and even though my mom gave away about half the pieces because she let her daycare kids dig in there.
Still a great mother.
Yeah.
Make sure she sees this video.
So there's a cat playing on my chair.
Oh.
I lost my train of thought. The other things I'm most proud of would probably have to be a lot of the mocks I've made. Like, I've made a couple skyscrapers, and I've actually designed about 7, 8 more
Mm-hmm.
that I figure after the space stuff gets finished, I'll probably get all the pieces to build those. So those are pretty neat. Like the lofts, I just kind of free built those, and then the Terry's Tower I put a lot of thought into. I'd probably change it up just a little bit if I built it again,
Mm-hmm.
just because of stuff you learn in the building process. But I like a lot of those, and then the Space City is pretty gnarly. I really like that. I just wish I had more time and more effort to put into it.
Mm-hmm. I can understand that. Well, you kind of beat me to my last question. I was going to ask you about your mock. So you said that some of those are some of the things you're the most proud of. Tell us about your inspiration. How do you start building, either in MLCAD or just free building?
Well, the free building is usually when I have a bunch of pieces I don't know what to do with. I just start making something and see what happens. There's that. And then MLCAD, I usually, well, Terry's Tower, I had some of those classic space pieces sitting around, not a bunch of them, and I figured, what could I do with these that'd be fun?
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. I wanted to add as many curves and details in the building profile as I could.
That's
Um, some of the other ones I just looked at, for example, the Rio in Las Vegas. I've got a pretty detailed MLCAD drawing of one. It's one of those ones I mentioned.
I can't wait to see that.
I've seen some things. I think the Lego movie had one that kind of sparked an idea. That's another one sitting there waiting. Just things like that. You'll see a picture, you'll drive through a town. I mean, I travel a lot for work, so I see all these buildings, a lot of architecture and all that, and I think that'd make a good thing. So I snap a picture of it. I probably got 50 pictures on my phone, and then I get to actually looking at it like, you know. But mostly like that, just existing structures, and I forget what I called it, but I've got some where it combines 3 different ones into kind of one building. But I don't know. I like it. I like to design all these buildings, but by the time I get done, they're all 8 or 10 or. See, Terry's Tower is 7,500 something pieces.
Yeah, it's massive.
That Rio one is like 14,000.
Wow.
So I'm just saying it. Figure they're 10 cents a brick. It's a lot
That's
of
a lot
money.
of money and
So-
space.
Yeah, so that's why it takes so long to do this.
I feel like what we need is a warehouse where 25% of it is living quarters and the other 75% is just hobby station. 2 stories would be better. With an orchard, just saying.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the orchard. I think that'll be more work than you have time for. But we'll figure it out. So,
Well, that's all I had for you today. Is there anything you'd like to talk to the YouTubers about? Any questions, concerns, complaints?
no, I just appreciate everyone watching. And if you made it this far in the video, comment something fun like Lunchbox sucks.
I don't.
Or Lunchbox the Hut is her full name.
It is not my name. My Lego YouTuber name is Buildable Figure. It has multiple meanings, lots of layers, pun intended.
That's only because you changed it.
I did change it because I hate Lunchbox the Hut. I'm pretty sure he put it on one of my upcoming races. I'm going to have to run around the city with Lunchbox on my tag, and I'm a little terrified about it, honestly.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy these. And when I ask for comments, I really mean it. I want to know what you want to see and what you like and what you don't like, and yeah, so let me know.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you so much for doing this. And
yeah, well, yeah, if you have any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns, let me know or let us know down below. Yeah, keep it real, just like Mr. Sharpton. We'll see you later.